Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 21 in the ESV on June 21, 2023. The king's heart is a stream of water in the hand of the Lord. He turns it wherever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked, are sin. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a snare of death. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away, because they refuse to do what is just. The way of the guilty is crooked, but the conduct of the pure is upright. It's better to live in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife. The soul of the wicked desires evil, and his neighbor finds no mercy in his eyes. When a scoffer is punished, the simple become wise. When a wise man is instructed, he gains knowledge. The righteous one observes the house of the wicked. He throws the wicked down to ruin. Whoever closes his ear to the cry of the poor will himself call out and not be answered. A gift in secret averts anger, and a concealed bribe strong wrath. When justice is done, it's a joy to the righteous, but a terror to evildoers. One who wanders from the way of good sense will rest in the assembly of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the traitor for the upright. It's better to live in a desert land than with a quarrelsome and fretful woman. Precious treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the stronghold in which they trust. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Scoffer is the name of the arrogant, haughty man, who acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the sluggard kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. All the day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with evil intent? A false witness will perish, but the word of a man who hears will endure. A wicked man puts on a bold face, but the upright gives thought to his ways. No wisdom, no understanding, no counsel can avail against the Lord. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory belongs to the Lord. The 27, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with evil intent? Is it evil intent when it's wrong intent? Is a proud scoffer when you give something to somebody for likes on social media or YouTube or the content? Can it be okay? Just a thought. I said this the other day about, we just gotta do what we gotta do, because even wicked people, even the king's heart can be directed by the Lord. And every man's right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. So you might be able to justify it, but if you go against your conscience and you know you're doing that, then the Lord knows that, Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked, and its sin. Twice, better to live in the corner of a housetop, right, exposed to the elements in a small place, right, than to live in a big house with a quarrelsome woman. It's interesting, though. It's quarrelsome, angry, loud, boisterous, things like that. That's one thing. But it says a quarrelsome and a fretful woman. Oh, man. People with anxiety can be difficult to deal with. So much more so a spouse, right? Because they're playing things out and what ifs in their head, and most of them are never going to happen or never going to play out the way that they're assuming. And we're not supposed to be fretting like this. So it's difficult, especially for a guy who's taking care of somebody, to deal with the constant, like, what if, and I'm just upset. I don't know. I'm anxious. No advice there at this time. Let's just say that. Refer a couple episodes back to my dad's 4-page book. Precious oil, treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. I think that's the answer to, a couple of weeks ago, it said, like, oil and wine would not be in, like, if you love oil and wine, you won't be rich. But in this case, it's saying it's not found in their house because they consume it. So it's a restraint thing. It's not like those things are bad or you shouldn't consume them. It's, if you don't know how to have restraint, as soon as you get it, it's gone. And you won't be able to build up these good things over time. Also, you won't be able to give to people that need it. I think it was a daily verse, but no wisdom, no understanding, no counsel can avail against the Lord. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory belongs to the Lord. With that, go with God, keep that in mind, and be blessed. I'm going to check on my little warriors. Man. P.S. Super expensive day. Went to swap the cars last night, and after getting home from an 820-mile road trip and then going up the road to the farm to get our CSA farm share and then coming back, maybe I did leave the key in the position or a light on or something. I think it was just the timing. Went to switch the cars later so I could go to work in my small car for a little while, or so the wife could get out easily for work in the morning, and the car was dead. So, man, she got it jumped again this morning. We did manage to move it, and then I just called it a night. And jumped it this morning, luckily. AutoZone 1 said, no, we don't want to deal with it. AutoZone 2 wanted to deal with it, but it's a custom part for the car with the fuse and all that stuff, which was corroded, and apparently this brand is make is notorious for doing this with their metals, so thank you. And they didn't have the part, and the other place didn't have the part, and the only place in town is the dealership, who probably didn't have the part, and is generally terrible to deal with. So I was sitting in the car, prepared to call them, looking at Amazon, and the guy from AutoZone comes out and was like, something told me I should just have a look for this part that I told you I wouldn't have because it's a specialty part, and we don't normally carry it, and someone just asked me recently to get it, or if we could get it, or something like that. And he's holding the box. He's like, this is it. So we did need one more part, which was a generic OEM thing, and Pet Boys agreed to do it, and I did pay a little bit more for the battery. So battery, positive terminal, everything replaced. Not counting lunch, $400 day. But perspective, and this is what I try to explain to my wife and the boys, we just drove 800 something miles one way. They used the car a little bit, we tooled around, came back 820 something miles, and got home safe. And it was like a pile of corrosion on the terminal. The terminal was corroded. So praise be to the Lord, praise be to Jesus that He was merciful enough to let us get home and deal with it as a minor inconvenience, and not 3 kids in a car after hundreds of miles of driving in a town to deal with the same problem with small likelihood of success. So credit where credit is due. Jesus said, render under Caesar, what's Caesar's, and render under God what's God's. Praise be to Jesus. Praise be to God. Go with God and be blessed.